It is very dangerous to be in a system and just turn around and say, as it was in the beginning, so it is now and must be forever.
Some administrators believe that if you separate the students, you do what's called divide and rule, you'll be able to use these other students to cause these other students to surprise.
These days, we don't know how to save. We work and we just use our money as we get it. If you don't know how to use your money, even if they give you $1 million, you never know how to use it.
It's the only official certification or the only official document to show proof of land ownership. If you don't have a land certificate, then you don't own that land.
I really honestly believe that music and sports have united people, you know, across the continent, across the world. I believe that movies can do the same.
I have made you too small in my arms, oh Lord, forgive me. And I have believed in a lie that you were unable to help me. But now, oh Lord, I see my wrong. Heal my heart and show yourself strong. And in my eyes and with my song, oh Lord, be magnified. Oh Lord, be magnified.
Don Moen, thank you so very much for accepting to be a main guest on Hello CRTV this morning.
Thank you, Baldwin. It's great to be here.
Well, it's true that so many of us, we watch your music, we listen to your music, but to those Cameroonians who really do not know who Don Moen is, let us get it from the horse's own mouth. Who is Don Moen?
Well, I'm a husband of one wife. I'm a father of 5 children. I'm a songwriter and a worship leader, and part-time businessman.
Let's find out from you, Don Moen, as an American. Tell us, how was your childhood like? How did you grow?
I was raised in a family of 4 children, older brother and 2 younger sisters. My mother, I was raised way in the northern part of the United States, near the Canadian border.
Yes.
Very cold there. And my grandparents came from Norway, and it was just real conservative music. And my mother forced us to play the forced me to play the piano, and then I took violin as well. I hated piano. I hated my music lessons, and my mother said, you know, I used to pound the keys. I said, I hate piano, and she goes, Donnie, we buy the clothes you wear, we provide the food you eat, we provide the bed you sleep in. You will play the piano. So she forced me to take 6 years of piano, and I determined that if I ever grew up and got married and had children, I would never be that cruel to my children. Then I got married, we had 5 children. All 5 of my children have heard the same speech. We buy the clothes you wear, we provide the food you eat, we provide the bed you sleep in, you will play the piano. So they all had to take 6 years of piano. So I was raised with music around my house. My mother would, every night when I went to sleep, she'd be playing the piano. A lot of the Frank Sinatra standards and some hymns, but music was always around our house.
God is good, and all the time. God is good, all the time. He put a song of praise in this heart of mine. God is good, yes He is, all the time.
Now let's talk about your coming to Cameroon. It's true this is the first time you're coming to Cameroon. Yeah. And when it was announced that Don Moen will be coming to Cameroon, I should say so many of your fans little could believe that it was true that they're going to see Don Moen live in Cameroon. Tell us about the negotiations for your coming to Cameroon. How did that work?
Well, it happened about 2.5 or 3 years ago. A gentleman, Felix, came. I was in Ghana, and I've been to Ghana several times. We support an orphanage there, and this man showed up from Cameroon and wanted to have a meeting with me and my manager about coming to Cameroon. And I said, do the people even know my music in Cameroon? He goes, of course they know your music in Cameroon. So we began the negotiations, but it's very expensive to bring a whole band over to Cameroon. So we thought, well, maybe I'll just come by myself. And the idea, we stirred it around for a couple of years, and as the Lord would have it, I was in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live now, and in August, entertaining some friends of mine that came from Nigeria, and they were staying at a home of a friend, and I invited our friends to dinner. I said, well, bring your other friends too. So we all went to dinner, and I found out one of them was Ikoko Mokete, and he was from Cameroon. I said, wow, Cameroon, I've been invited to come to Cameroon, and do you know a guy named Felix? He goes, yes, I know who he is. And that was just 4 months ago. Wow. Just 4 months ago. Yeah, and we started talking about the idea, and I said, well, I'm going to be in Nigeria in December. It seems like it's very quick to be able to pull this off, because it's a big project. You got a lot of production, a lot of different things that have to come together, and well, it just happened, and it happened in about 2 months. So we don't usually do tours like this, but I think God's timing is perfect. All the right people came together, and we're thrilled to be here.
Let me find out from you, Don. You have worked as for Integrity Media for well over 20 years, serving as creative director and president of Integrity Music.
Yes.
There was this split in 2007. What actually happened? The split after working when you left. What actually happened in 2007?
Well, I was very busy as a music executive, watching over the careers of artists and songwriters. That was my job. I signed all the artists, Ron Canoli, Alvin Slaughter, Israel Houghton, Hillsong, and Paul Balash. That was my job. Yet I was so busy focusing on the career of other people, I was not paying attention to the platform that God had given me. And I began to feel I really was bothered about it, and I felt that God was saying to me, you better pay attention to this platform that I've given you. And I came to Ghana in 2007, March of 2007. And it was, I was invited to give thanks, lead the nation giving thanks for 50 years of independence. So I came, and at that concert, I realized I have forsaken my call as a worship leader and a songwriter, because I was busy building a record company, and it wasn't my record company, it belonged to somebody else. So it was difficult. Eventually I resigned, and it was misunderstood. I started another company, there was misunderstandings, and but that's all in the past. But it was a difficult departure. When you're a part of something for 20 years,
it's difficult to.
Yes, and I was the face of the company.
Yes.
So everybody thought I owned Integrity Music, but I don't own Integrity Music. I never owned it. But it was difficult.
I have made you too small in my eyes, oh Lord. Forgive me, and I have believed in a lie that you were unable to help me. But now, oh Lord, I see my wrong. Heal my heart and show yourself strong.
difficult indeed. Don Moen, you have received so many awards and likewise nominations such as Dove Awards for your work on the music God With Us.
Yeah.
With all these awards and likewise nominations, what do they mean to you?
Well, it's first of all, I'm always humbled, and I'm honored that people would admire my work and to give me credit for it. You know, I never went after a career as an artist or a songwriter. I was going to be a violin player in an orchestra, but doors began opening for me to write music and to arrange and produce. I would have never believed that I would be doing this today. I give the thanks to God for giving me the favor to do these things, but about 35 years ago, one of my wife's sisters, my wife is with me on this trip, but one of her sisters wrote a letter to her, and she said, I was praying for you and Don, and I saw a vision. I saw Don standing on a platform in front of thousands of people, leading them into God's presence and writing songs that soothe the hearts of kings. And I said to my wife, I said, honey, your sister Susan is a great girl, but she's not a prophet, because I'm never going to stand in front of thousands of people and sing. I failed my speech class at university because I couldn't speak in front of 15 people. So it's amazing to think about what I'm doing today.
God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Hold me closely to his side.
Well done. So many pundits, and most especially your fans, say so far your best song was produced in 2003, which emanates from a true life story that affected your family. That's God Will Make a Way. Can we know more about that life story?
God Will Make a Way was written out of a tragedy in my life. My little nephew was killed in a car accident. They were on the way on a vacation to go skiing, and they were hit by a big truck, and four little boys, and the oldest boy was killed instantly. And I remember receiving the telephone call in the late one night, and I didn't know what to say to them. My heart was broken, and they went to church. They were strong believers, but when something like this happens, all the scriptures that came to my mind fell short of what I wanted to say to them that day. And I had to get on the airplane and fly the next day. And I opened my Bible. I was reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, and I was praying. I said, God, please give me something to say to them at the funeral that will bring hope to them. And I on the airplane, I wrote down the words, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. And here's the line that I know God gave me for them. He works in ways you cannot see. He will make a way. I wanted to give them a little song on a cassette that they could play to receive hope. They were in a hopeless situation. And then I never intended to record it. I didn't record it for 3 years. It was just for them personally. And then people started saying, that song, I needed to hear that message. So I finally recorded it. And that's really what I want to say to the people of Cameroon.
How have you enjoyed your stay in Cameroon? You were in Boya, the University of Boya.
Yes.
How did you find the reception result for you by the students?
Well, I was overwhelmed. The students went crazy, and I didn't think I would get out of there alive. But Boya, they were cheering and singing, and they had a little piano for me there, and I started singing. They sang every word of every song. I couldn't believe it.
That confirms that you have so many of your fans here in Cameroon.
And these are younger kids, you know, younger students. They were probably put to bed every night with my music, but they were raised on my music, so there's a connection with so many people of all ages. So I was overwhelmed. I love that university, and I talked to the vice chancellor and Noloma, and we're going to maybe find out a way to come back there and maybe do another concert. But I don't think this will be my last visit to Cameroon. It's the first visit, and you know, when I visit a country for the first time, it is important to it's important who you come through the gate with, and God connected me to some significant people. The door opened for me to come to this nation, and you establish an initial beachhead. It's like going to Normandy.
Don Moen, we know you have been so busy ever since you arrived in Cameroon, but for the sake of the millions of fans you have back here in Cameroon, a little a cappella for one of the most cherished songs that I love here in Cameroon, God Will Make a Way, while looking at this camera,
yeah.
Don.
God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way, he will make a way. I heard you singing it with me.
Moen, it was nice having you as a main guest.
Thanks, Baldwin.
this morning. Thank you so very much.
Great to be here.
It's mine.
God bless.
Thank you so much.